Devaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udiraye. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Om jnana timirandasya jnananjana Shur unmilitam yena tasmai shri guruve namaha. Sri Caitanya manobhistam sthapitam yena bhutale swayam rupa kadamayam dadati swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shivanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Namaste Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravati Charine Nirviseshika Shanavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Manchakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Hare Hare. We continue today with reading Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading from Canto 3, and we are on chapter 7, text 7. Are you all able to see it? 377?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, thank you. So, etasmin me manovidvan khidyate ajnana shankate tanna paranuda vibho kashmalam manasam mahat. Translation and purport. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. O great and learned one, my mind is greatly illusioned by the distress of this nation, and I therefore request you to clear it up. So Vidur has been putting some important questions to Maitreya Muni. Such mental bewilderment, as represented here by Vidur, takes place for some living entities, but not for everyone. For if everyone were bewildered, there would be no possibility of a solution by higher personalities. So Prabhupada is saying that not everyone is in ignorance. There are some people who have the knowledge. And so that's the reason we can get the way. We can understand what's the truth by approaching the persons who have seen the truth, who know the truth. Shri Shukavacha. Sa itam chodita shatra tatva jigyasuna munihi pratyaha bhagvachitaha samyan ivagata samyaha. Shri Shukadev Goswami said, O King Maitreya, being thus agitated by the inquisitive Vidur, at first seemed astonished. But then he replied to him without hesitation, since he was fully God conscious. Since the great sage Maitreya was filled with God consciousness, he had no reason to be astonished at such contradictory questions by Vidur. Therefore, although as a devotee he externally expressed surprise, as if he did not know how to reply to those questions, he immediately became perfectly settled and properly replied to Vidur. Yasmin vikyate sarvam eva vikyatam bhavati. Mundaka Upanishad 1.3. anyone who is a devotee of the Lord knows about the Lord to some extent, and devotional service to the Lord makes him able to know everything by the grace of the Lord. So a devotee knows the Lord, because Krishna says, as you surrender, that much so as I reveal myself. So how much ever we surrender to Krishna, to that degree he reveals. So a devotee is fully surrendered to Krishna. And what does it mean that he's fully surrendered? Means whatever he's doing is for the pleasure of Krishna. Whatever he's thinking, he's walking, he's talking, is how can I please Krishna? And then that is devotional service. He's hearing, chanting all the time. His words are to please Krishna. His thoughts are to please Krishna. And then, so that's devotional service. And then what happens? By doing this, Krishna reveals himself to the devotee. So the devotee is able to understand the Lord by the grace of the Lord. This is important. It's not that, oh, I'm going to do devotional service and so I'm going to be able to catch Krishna by my endeavor, I will endeavor and I will find Krishna. No, we need to attract Krishna's grace, his mercy. That's what the Damodar Leelas are all about, that we are celebrating in this month. That sure, we have to make the effort. We have to make the effort, as Yashoda Mai was making the effort. She was running to catch Krishna. Then Krishna saw the effort and then he allowed himself to be caught. So that's why we make our effort and then we beg to Krishna for his mercy. Although a devotee may apparently express himself to be ignorant, he's full of knowledge in every intricate matter. So a devotee is expert. Devotee is always expert. Text 9, Maitreya Vacha, Seyam Bhagavato Maya, Yannayena Virudhyate, Ishwarasya Vimuktasya, Karpanyam Utabandhanam. Sri Maitreya said, certain conditioned souls put forward the theory that the Supreme Brahman or the personality of Godhead is overcome by illusion or Maya. And at the same time, they maintain that he is unconditioned. This is against all logic. So Maitreya Muni is saying, conditioned souls means the souls who are putting this theory are mistaken, because in conditioned life, we all make mistakes. We are conditioned souls, we make mistakes. And they are putting this theory that Supreme Brahman, the white light, as many people call it, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, comes under Maya. That he has taken a form, so now he is under Maya. So they are maintaining that Maya is more powerful. And then at the same time, they are saying he's not conditioned, that he's still the Lord. So then that is not logical. Let's hear what Prabhupada says. Sometimes it appears that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is 100% spiritual, cannot be the cause of the illusory potency which covers the knowledge of the individual soul. But factually, there is no doubt that the illusory external energy is also part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. When Vyasadeva realized the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he saw the Lord along with his external potency, which covers the pure knowledge of the individual living entities. So someone might say, oh, Maya is not made by Krishna. But she is Krishna's energy. She is Krishna's energy. Vyasadeva, Srila Vyasadeva, and how did he write the Bhagavatam? He was meditating on the Supreme Lord. All what he's speaking, he's seeing it actually enacting in front of him. Not like we are just hearing it, we are reading it. But Vyasadeva was actually able to see. And what did he see? He saw Krishna, and then he saw Maya Devi was next to him. She was there. why the external energy acts in this way may be considered as follows, as analyzed by great commentators like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Jiva Goswami. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Jiva Goswami have written very nice commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam. Although the material illusory energy is distinct from the spiritual energy, it is one of the many energies of the Lord. And thus the material modes of nature, the mode of goodness, etc., are surely qualities of the Lord. So Krishna has many energies, spiritual energy, marginal energy, that is us, the Jivatmas. Then he also has the external energy called the material energy, illusory energy. She's called illusory because illusion means that which is not. That which is not. So she makes us believe that all these things are not connected to Krishna. She makes us believe. She makes us forget Krishna. That's what's her potency. So the modes of nature, they are also made by Krishna. Everything is made by Krishna. The energy and the energetic personality of Godhead are not different. And although such energy is one with the Lord, he's never overpowered by it. Although the living entities are also parts and parcels of the Lord, they are overcome by the material energy. So we are parts and parcels of Krishna. Krishna is Satchidananda, we are Satchidananda. But Krishna is unlimited. He's the owner of everything and everyone. We are the owned. We are his parts. We are very tiny. We belong to him. Our size is 1/10,000, the tip of a hair. So Krishna can never come under the influence of Maya Devi. She's his energy. But we can, because we are so tiny. The inconceivable yogam aishwaram of the Lord, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 9.5, is misunderstood by the froggish philosophers. In order to support a theory that Narayan, the Lord himself, becomes a Daridra Narayan, a poor man, they propose that the material energy overcomes the Supreme Lord. There are some people, they put forward the theory that the poor man is Narayan. That now Narayan, Lord Vishnu, has become poor and he has taken the form of a poor man. But this is all people's mental speculation. You know, we can think of anything. How can God be poor? He's the one who's owning everything. So how can he be poor? Okay. Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, however, offer a very nice example and explanation. They say that although the sun is all light, the clouds, darkness, and snowfall are all part and parcel of the sun. Without the sun, there is no possibility of the skies being overcast with clouds or darkness, nor can there be snowfall on the earth. Although life is sustained by the sun, life is also disturbed by darkness and snowfall produced by the sun. But it is also a fact that the sun itself is never overcome by darkness, clouds, or snowfall. The sun is far, far away from such disturbances. Only those who have a poor fund of knowledge say that the sun is covered by a cloud or by darkness. So from our point of view, like right now, it's very cloudy, so we can't see the sun. So the cloud is covering our vision of the sun. This cloud is not actually covering the sun. The sun is much, much greater than the cloud. But we can't see the sun because the cloud is covering our vision. Now, how is the cloud created? The cloud is also created by the sun when it evaporates the water, the whole condensation process. So then the clouds are produced and it becomes dark. And then snowfall is also another part of condensation. So everything is happening because the sun is there. Yeah. So because of the sun, the clouds, the darkness, the snowfall is happening. But the sun is itself. The sun does not become cloudy, or the sun does not get the snowfall. It's the cause of it, yes, but it's not affected by it. So similarly, Krishna, he has all these energies. Maya Devi is his energy, goodness, passion, ignorance, all this belongs to him. He's made it, but he does not get covered by it. Similarly, the Supreme Brahman or the Para-Brahman, the personality of Godhead, is always unaffected by the influence of the material energy, although it is one of his energies. Parasya Shaktir Vividheva Shruyate. So it is just as the cloud cannot cover the sun, it only covers our vision of the sun. Similarly, Maya Devi, she cannot cover Krishna. She cannot let Krishna forget. She covers us. She puts us into forgetfulness. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So there is no reason to assert that the Supreme Brahman is overpowered by the illusory energy. The clouds, darkness, and snowfall can cover only a very significant portion of the sun's rays. Similarly, the modes of material nature may react upon the ray-like living entities. It is the misfortune of the living entity, certainly not without reason, that the influence of the material energy acts on his pure consciousness and eternal bliss. This covering up of pure consciousness and eternal bliss is due to avidya karma sabjna, the energy which acts on the infinitesimal living entities who misuse their minute independence. So Vidur had asked that we are pure souls. Each soul is pure. Each and every soul is pure. But now in this material world, what has happened? We have become conditioned. And what is our conditioning? Is that I am separate from Krishna. That I am the owner, I am the enjoyer, I am the controller. That's our conditioning. And then, so then what? Why does it happen? Vidur asked to Maitreya. So then this is because we misused our minute independence. We said, why should we enjoy only together with Krishna? Why should we work for his pleasure? I want to be happy myself. And immediately what happens is we get covered by this Maya, by goodness, passion, and ignorance. Immediately. It's like how there is an immediate eject button in the aeroplane, immediately like that. One moment, then we are just covered. According to Vishnu Puran, Bhagavad Gita, and all other Vedic literatures, the living entities are generated from the Tatashta energy of the Lord. And thus, they are always the energy of the Lord and not the energetic. So this is the cause that we are in ignorance. We say why we are here. Why we are here? Because we misuse our minute independence. You see, we are not able to realize that the power is in us. We have the choice. We can. The destiny is in our hands. What do we choose? Krishna has given us that. It's only we do not accept it, don't understand it, misuse it. And so then we get just clouded. We get all covered up. Oh, I don't know what's happening. But what's happening is exactly what we are desiring. Whatever we are desiring, that's what we are getting the results for. So we are Tatashta energy. Tatashta means marginal. Tat means on the shore, like, sometimes it's in the water, sometimes outside the water, the ocean shore. So we are the marginal energy of the Lord. We are not the possessor of all the energies, only Krishna. Krishna is the owner of the internal energy, the material energy. And then we start thinking, why is he being the owner of these energies? I want to be. It's like a child. The child is seeing the father is driving the car. And so then The child is not capable of driving, but he says, oh, father is driving, I want to drive also. So he starts crying, I want to drive. So what does the father do? He says, okay, you come and sit on the lap. And then the child is thinking, and then he puts the child's hand on the steering wheel. And the child is thinking, oh, wow, I'm driving. I can drive the car. I'm controlling such a big car. But somebody who's sitting outside, who is in knowledge, can see it's not the child who's driving, it's the father who's driving. Similarly, in the same material world, Krishna has given us this whole material world. And then we are thinking, oh, I'm doing it. But actually, everything is under the control of Krishna. Okay. Only thing what we have control of is that we have this choice. We have this choice. Minute independence. We have our independent free will. What do we choose? What do we choose? Do we choose to be with Krishna, or do we choose to continue to remain in this material world? That is our choice. So the living entities are like the sun's rays, although, as explained above, there is no qualitative difference between the sun and its rays. The sun's rays are sometimes overpowered by another energy of the sun, namely by clouds or by snowfall. So when the sunshine comes inside our room, we say, oh, the sun is there. So we use the term, sunshine, sun, we say it's the same thing. Yet the cloud cannot cover the sun. One cloud cannot cover the sun. All the clouds also can't cover the sun because the sun is so great. But what the clouds can do is it can cover the sunshine. It can. So the sunshine is the energy of the sun. Similarly, we are the energy of Krishna, and we can be covered. We are covered by this Maya energy of Krishna. Okay. Similarly, although the living entities are qualitatively one with the superior energy of the Lord, they have the tendency to be overpowered by the inferior material energy. Actually, we are spiritual energy. We are superior than this material energy. Because why? Why, anyone? Why we are superior and material energy is inferior?
We are conscious.
That's right. Thank you. Yes, we have consciousness. But we are right now, because our size is so tiny and we want to keep enjoying this material world, we have come under these modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. If we want, we can leave here right away. We can leave right away if we have that strong, intense desire. And that's what's needed, the intense desire. Because right now, our intense desire is, I want to be here in the material world. I want to try to enjoy. We just have to change that. We have to change. Like when we have a desire to eat, we'll go quickly, no matter how tired we are, whatever, we will go and eat, no? So our desire is there. That's what motivates us to do any action. Similarly, we should try to have this desire. I want to go back home. And then with that, we have to do some action. Then what do? We chant the holy name. We hear from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. We engage in devotional service. So in the Vedic hymns, it is said that the living entities are like the sparks of a fire. The sparks of fire also are fire, but the burning potency of the sparks is different from that of the original fire. So we are called as sparks of fire, means we are tiny. Krishna is the big fire. Krishna is big fire, we are tiny fire. In quality, fire can burn. But how much potency will a tiny spark has? How much light will a tiny spark give? But the big fire is totally different. A big fire can really burn. So then when the sparks fly out of touch with the original fire, they come under the influence of a non-fiery atmosphere. Thus, they maintain the potency to be again one with the fire as sparks, but not as the original fire. The sparks can everlastingly remain within the original fire as its parts and parcels. But the moment the sparks become separated from the original fire, then misfortunes and miseries begin. So we are like tiny sparks, and we are being separated from the original fire of Krishna. So we are tiny sparks, and right now we are lying on this ground, but we still have the potency to burn. We still have that. Each one of us is spirit soul. And so if we connect ourselves to the original fire, it's not that we will become one with the fire, no, but we will remain as parts and parcels inside the original fire. So what does it mean? That the clear conclusion is that the Supreme Lord, who is the original fire, is never overpowered, but the infinitesimal sparks of the fire can become overpowered by the illusory effect of Maya. So we have become separated from Krishna, and that's the reason we have all our misfortunes and miseries begin. So if we want to have a permanent solution of our miseries and misfortune, we have to connect back to Krishna, and there is no other way. We can try to follow the path of karma, kanda, enjoy as much as we want, but it will lead to frustration. We can try to gain knowledge. I'm Brahman, I'm not the body. It can take us lifetimes and lifetimes, and we can reach up to the Brahman platform also in the divine light, but we will still fall down from there because we are not yet in our original position. We can get as much as mystic powers as we want and make ourselves as comfortable as we want, but we will still remain in the material world. And so there is no permanent solution to the miseries. The only permanent solution to miseries is when we connect ourselves to Krishna. Why is that? Why? Because that's our original position. It's truly our original position. Our original position is not to do this karma kand, that enjoy as much as you want without Krishna. Our original position is not that I should get that much mystic power, try to make the material, make the body as comfortable as possible, do some magic. Our original position is not to be just sitting in the Brahma Jyoti that I am Brahman, I'm Brahman. No, our original position is that we have a loving relationship with Krishna. Loving relationship. And that relationship is eternal, never ends.
So through bhakti, right? Through bhakti.
Through bhakti, yes.
Hearing, chanting.
That's our original position. We are always doing bhakti.
Mm.
Yes, thank you. Yes. In the spiritual world, what does the soul do? Doing bhakti. You know? So we start from here. We start from here, we go to the spiritual world, we continue doing it. I'm sorry. So it is a most ludicrous argument to say that the Supreme Lord is overpowered by his own material energy. The Lord is the master of the material energy, but the living entities are in the conditioned state controlled by the material energy. Now we say we are God, but how are we God? We can truly see we are the ones who are controlled. You know, we are forced to take birth where nobody asked us. We are forced to leave the body. Nobody is going to ask us at that time, oh, are you, my dear, so-and-so, are you ready to die? Or we are forced, we get diseases. No one wants to get disease. It just comes on us. We are forced to get old. I'm sure none of us would like to get old. So, but Krishna is not like that. Krishna chooses. That is the version of Bhagavad Gita. The froggish philosophers who put forward the argument that the Supreme Lord is overpowered by the material mode of goodness are themselves illusioned by the same material energy, although they think of themselves as liberated souls. So there is certain philosophers who say that Krishna is covered by the mode of material goodness, which is a part of this material energy, Maya Shakti, Sattva Gun. But Krishna can never be covered by this Sattva Gun because this is also his energy. And in fact, the people who are putting this philosophy, they themselves are under this illusion of the Maya Shakti. And what is their thing? Is they think that they are liberated. They are thinking that, oh, I am Brahman. I'm already on the Brahman platform. That I'm already now no more in this material world. No more I'm above the modes of nature. They support their arguments by a false and laborious jugglery of words, which is a gift of the same illusory energy of the Lord. But the poor froggish philosophers, due to a false sense of knowledge, cannot understand the situation. So the desire is that I want to be God. So then, if my desire is I want to be God, then Maya Devi, she gives me a lot of evidence to make me feel, yes, you are God. Yes, you're superior than God. God has now come under this Maya, but now I'm superior than God. And because if we want that, Maya Devi gives us this, what is that? This, she facilitates it. Krishna allows it to happen. Why? Because he's always fulfilling our desires, whatever we have. Do you all want to read this or you all want to stop here? Sneha, I'm not sure if it's okay for you to continue reading or you want to stop.
Is it short? Is it just?
It's this.
Okay, yeah, let's read.
Okay. Durava Bodha iva tvayam vihar yogo yad asharano asharira idam anavekshit tasmat samvaya atma nevavikriyamanena sagunam agunaha srijasi pasi harasi. Thus the demigods prayed to the Supreme Lord that although his activities are very difficult to understand, they can still be understood to some extent by those who sincerely engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The demigods admitted that although the Lord is apart from the material influence of creation, he nevertheless creates, maintains, and annihilates the complete cosmic manifestation by the agency of the demigods. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 9th chapter, 34th verse, where the demigods are saying, they are praying to the Supreme Lord that it's very difficult to understand him, very difficult to understand his activities, what he's doing, how he's doing. But if one sincerely engages in bhakti, sincerely engages in hearing and chanting, then what happens? Krishna reveals himself. The understanding comes. Krishna says, to those who are devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. I within the heart wipe out the ignorance and light the lamp of knowledge, because he's there in our heart as Paramatma. But what is the qualification? Sincerity. Do we really want to understand the absolute truth? Because some people do bhakti, hearing and chanting, but what is their goal? After I give up my body, I will become God. I don't need to do bhakti anymore. That's not sincerity. Sincerity is, I really want to understand the truth. I want to understand who am I, what's my position. Although I think I am the Lord, I feel that I should be the Lord, but is that the truth? And so the demigods are saying that if somebody is sincere and engages in transcendental loving service, Krishna reveals, and then that all this material creation is being created, maintained, and annihilated by the Supreme Lord through the agency of the demigods. So the demigods are saying that they are not the ones who's creating and maintaining. They are just the departmental heads in the various departments of the universe. Department of Health, Department of Agriculture, Department of Rain. You know, there's so many departments. So the demigods are in charge of that particular department. And that Supreme Lord is the controller. Is that okay?
Yes. Yeah.
So we'll stop here for today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did anyone want to add anything or comment anything? Sneha, you wanted to say anything?
No.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.